It's Tuesday, September 23rd, and we finally got the weather I've been hoping for. We had a big thunderstorm come through yesterday, and it switched from being in the mid-80s for the last 3 weeks, and now it's a high of 67 today. I think a low in the low 50s for the next week, I think. But with that big weather push, everything switched from like southeast winds to northeast, northwest, which is really good winds for a lot of the properties I want to hunt, including the one I'm walking in on right now. And that exact property is actually the one that I hunted, I believe last Tuesday actually, and I sat in this corner of this bedding area, and my wind was coming from the southeast, and at last light my wind started dying down and my thermal started pulling into that bedding area. But today the wind is actually supposed to stay relatively consistent, like 7-8 miles an hour all throughout the night, so I'm hoping that my wind stays out of that bedding area, and it's a northeast wind today, which is just an east wind and a north wind are perfect winds for this property. I'm gonna hunt that same tree in hopes that, you know, there's bucks bedded back there, either that same one that I seen that night or a couple different bucks. I know there's some other bucks on this property. I've had a trail cam out here and on this little pond, and I was getting them coming to that pond, but I seen a lot of buck beds, so I'm pretty excited. You know, first, I guess the first real cold front of the season, I guess you could say, but I'm feeling good about it. I'm excited. I think we'll see deer for sure, but I just hope that I can get a shooter close enough to be able to put a shot on something. I don't have any doe tags for this county, so it's gonna be something with antlers if I'm slinging an arrow tonight. But it's about 3:30 right now. I'm hoping I can be set up, you know, quiet by 4:30. I'm gonna try to sneak my way through this bedding area, get set up, and hopefully be able to see something on hoof tonight. I think we made pretty good time here. Even faster than I thought it was. I wanted to be up hanging and ready to go by 4:30. It's 3:57 right now. And this wind just can't get any better. Now if things play out like they did the other night, I should hopefully have some bucks bedded just to the east of me. But I'm gonna just try to sit here, be as quiet as I can, and try to observe this bedding area. Even though the wind, you know, is still blowing back behind me into that other bedding area, I'm still gonna keep an eye on it, because if I can catch a buck on his feet over there, you know, I can go on Onyx and drop a pin on where I seen him walking, and, you know, hopefully be able to dissect this property some more this year. I got a good feeling about this property, and I'm really excited that I found it in summer here. So I'm gonna be spending a couple days here once the rut starts coming through. There's a lot of transition areas and really good runways for these deer to just fly through and check bedding areas. So I'm hoping that that wind stays consistent like it says it is in the forecast and keeps blowing my wind back the same way I came in here. If it does, I don't think any deer in front of me that took that same trail that buck did last week should get even close to winding me. I'm excited, but fingers crossed, that's all we can do. It's like 6:20, and I just watched a buck probably 80-90 yards cut across. There was just a little gap in between the bushes. I seen a tree raking, and I'm like, that's gotta be a deer. Sure enough, rack popped up, you know, cut across this little 10-yard gap. Nice buck. Looked like an 8-pointer. I don't think it was the one that I seen last week, but Still looked like a nice buck. No idea I was here. I don't know. I don't know if he was just bedded way back there. But, man, I mean, I still got over about an hour, I guess, of shooting light left, so. I mean, who knows, he might be milling around back there and just start feeding his way through, but first buck of the night, baby, let's go. I knew they were back in here. Finally made it into this little brush line. Plans changed a little bit on the way in. The wind is still really consistent. It's still that really strong northeast, but that bush that we wanted to sit in, the grass was just too tall, and I just wasn't able to get a shot over here. And as we got closer, that buck actually walked down this brush hog trail. I didn't even know this was here. They must have came in and cut it right before season and just did a little brush hog trail just on this section. But private is about 10-15 yards behind us, and that buck had to walk down this trail. So it's going to be a tricky shot, most likely a frontal. I don't expect that buck to walk and be able to give us a broadside shot, so my options are probably going to be a frontal shot, and he should be really close. Our wind is blowing right back the direction that it was when we came in here. But all these bucks that I've been seeing have been bedded closer to this creek or river, whatever it is, just to the east, and they work their way to the west of these ag fields. We're sitting just before 6 o'clock right now, and that buck got up at 6:22, and he walked this trail all the way out to that ag. So we're gonna try to just sit still, be as quiet as we can. We got the sun to our back, which should help us with that buck coming in. He'll be looking into the sun, and we're tucked away in these shadows, so we're gonna try to just sit here, be as still as we can, as quiet as we can, and this thing's gonna just pop up out of nowhere if it does the same thing that it did the other week. But fingers crossed, anticipation's high, and hopefully we can at least get a buck close and get him on film for you guys. Just popped out too.
Yeah. So what are you seeing right now?
What?
What are you seeing right now?
So there's two does that popped out and a buck that popped out. I don't know what's coming first though.
Are they walking this way?
Yeah, they're walking down the trail.
How far down about?
Like 100 yards.
100
So I've been just creeping up to the edge of this trail, just looking down it. And I seen a buck come out probably 100 yards away. And then two does came out in front of him. And that buck was just down there feeding and these does were coming. But I don't have a doe tag for this county. So I just kind of crouched low and just tried to let him keep walking. She blew a couple times and then I grunted a couple times just to try to make it seem like there was a buck here, running those does off or kind of messing with them, but they jumped back into the bedding and just worked their way around. But I wasn't even planning on shooting because I didn't have a doe tag. Little to find out, Vince has a doe tag for this county, and after they took off from 5 yards, he's like, "You could have used my doe tag."
Hey, guess what? We got a bunch of tags.
Either way, it was sweet having deer come that close.
You know what? Plan worked.
I mean,
what we drew up on the playbook just happened, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we wanted to happen, but unfortunately, I think that buck is still down there messing around. They just seem to move a lot slower in this bedding area than these does do, but we probably still got 15 minutes of light left, so plenty of time to make something happen. Hopefully we can have that buck come walking through, or another one even. I mean, the plan worked exactly how we wanted it to, so that's a success to write up about. But with that being said, I'm pretty tired. We got a little bit of a trek getting out of there and a little drive home. Vince has got work early in the morning. I got off tomorrow, so I'm gonna end up doing some editing in the morning and then going back out tomorrow night at a different spot. I think I might go to that property that we found those scrapes on, see if I can push farther back in and see if there's a tree that I can get up in a saddle so I can just overlook that whole bedding area and be able to start pinpointing where these bucks are coming in and out of. But it's been a fun season and it ain't even October yet. We've been getting into some bucks, getting into some does, just haven't been able to connect on it yet. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys can, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button so you can keep following us along. I'll be in North Dakota here in a couple weeks. We got a lot more hunting coming. I'm excited. We're both excited. Hopefully we can fill some tags, and if you guys are out hunting, good luck to you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next one.